Awie ye kwaya ya babejofo be come sentence be hyase na ye di ye nkomo na ansa na no ene eye Jennifer Sewa wo danso man ene eye wa woda ene we November 1st born enti no bra abobo osem ka cheso ma otiri nkwa tenten ahode no bisa ma abiribia ye nyina so ye ka bom ama obisa na enra nso mo na mi na ye owura asante enti na pari enti mse santi bibia obia no so no pay mo na mi fo nyina yese ye mountiri nkwa emu entiri nkwa pa na ena no pay so mi amenu aba ye friend sister ya sa na ye friend no yesu so nyina chebi mesoa odi papa chi ne baba eda fom ena eja sister ya kwan wo chebi enti abusu ni nyina wo mu nyina wo ho yakopon ya adom aye so ye beko ne akokota akiri na ye de eja yenu aba ye sister penin ye de eja no kwan pra ene na wotwe so na kira hene na mintaferi wono so ne maame na berewa kuja no kwan wo kira enti na mintaferi eye fiada ene memeneda na ye be no maame sikasa enti na kira hene anopai me ma shedin wo hema nso na hema nso mechia ho e ma nso shedin papa pa ne abusue ni nyina ti yakopon ya adom na seti nkomu a ye beboa ye ho na ya beta mochi na ye de eja ma me kwan abrewa kwan na ayefefefe na no pai abejafo na ba na bakubia ewo ha Mrs. Kate bafo Jamfi wo enkran ha ya wanyamfi aduosia nti we wura pension na we wura pension mo anase nti we pensioner na say year to be a pensioner nti Mrs. Kate bafo Jamfi bebia obi anopai ye mountaineering kwapa abranti bi nanka be se me boni din so me den say me bo efe no edu Jamfi menu aketo a ye yi a amfa ma ye yi a eno abetena me benkum so me boni din enche nti Mrs. Baby obi anopai we ma wo intiri nkwampa na menye nuanum mpanimfo bi say me big guy na me na makra ha o masa aha ye owura Kwaku Owusu Edu ono ye director administration edema Santa Baron Ventures Limited bra anopai me ma wache na owura Kwabena Edu eno from say hey na dan mento wonka na so kwabe no ano no Grandpa cho mesen aba ensuru kura enti the Edu family bibia mo bia no anopai me mamu nyina chi adamasi bebre ena no pa bidjafo abeka mensa na ye be hyase na ye di nkomo no eye minifa so pe friend Emmanuel Wilson na Emmanuel Wilson ye kana asemu oyubia se ye ka katasihye ene proya onu chese oni ni hia bako kra nti abiribia no obohu dawuru nti efe no chief crusaders against corruption nti womo a ebo crusade etwa crusade hu yi corruption crusade nyina no onu no ye chief crusader aha nti o menchen ewa ha ye bedi nkomo pa ena fe dotin benkum so de as usual otaba me benkum so na ye otena de bia e friend no ebo Bokman ofigwe bakano ho bo na oti aha not bakano bakano e ho na oti I mean na mo first class na mo first range ehu aha baby mameten na yechi dem ho mo na ECG regional director owo na eko uniform kakran so a na regional police commander no ho na eko top ho a Ghana Water Company, you know, you get me, and Ghana Highways Authority.
I want a bungalows one no.
I also be asked to message damn maybe na tantry. Now it's first range, directly opposite Infantipim School Park. Yes, near Barclays Bungalow. Nti eminamete nje check hormone
so one is kokodo
since crowd best was Damba was a guest house
in your only kokodo no kokodo it's a nice place.
Yes, I went there the other time.
Yeah,
I mean
kokodo.
Oh Charlie I chopped my time before.
Bungalow. It's bungalow
Miti bongro nyo
it's a bungalow
to bongro And I do odi so so. Ono na nanka me say Honorable Clement Poku Jamfi. Edu Jamfi. Is it Edu Jamfi or Poku Jamfi?
So also we need me paint. We need me paint. Also about Edu Jamfi no. We need me be an about Edu Jamfi. So also say why expose who will be who say me no.
AKA
former man say stuff about cratchy. Jak na say
na ba do me jana ba tena so.
Adom mi hu na che.
Ja. Say so oye ni sha ben a. Onya obi
obi abeni na enye de.
Unis card obi bia yo bi tayo.
Asa.
O che obi bebre kura officer wo be sre dis.
Asa o. O na so de na so.
Farmer na wo de share na ben. Oye is no ondizi na we.
We am
farmer. O da share na ben.
Me dem wase no mo mre mama kwa bapa na ena no pe ye di nkomo na Wilson can sing be na off air, but I think say ye nyina ye de adwene ba so betumi aboa about o man se kire na ye accident bi si wo achimoto overhead and na Benz bi
ano na ye be accident
na chepa na moto isabobo ya fo bi moto fo bi ye say moto guy no say wa park and na Benz driver no e di speed pa ti okowura mu according to trotro na odi boom an so odi ko ye nya accident no anti odi speed hwihwihwi na odi bot trotro no mu no nem se yi no tina bibia na bobo ya na odi ko boom na rider no wuye na amonu mu hwa no motofu be gu ho no na nye easy na
ampami hu so mu gu be
yes na enya sem kuma kra na wo se na wo ho
yeah
me dey me hu social media no na make
yeah in fact onya the interesting thing ma me nchia etie for ne ahwefo ne minyanu me wa hadmo one of the things na nka me pese o ma me opportunity na me ka ho asem the Okada riders in this country and the rule of law in this country one thing that is here hwene pa meaning say when instances where particularly drivers and any other person onya any encounter with an Okada driver within a split second the number of other Okada drivers ebeba be teaming up say brotherhood or say then nobody knows but that's not the issue. The issue is the number of instances are they always want to take the law into their hands, you know? I think it's very worrying and it is something we must look at. Say Ghana had will be anywhere or yet above the law. Inti empu so what same ye they say then poor you must resort to the law. And see the okay no mekoto so. Na fortunately I didn't see what down. Inti na me what top on inti me hu me hwede e koso what down hono. Na the dead body in the crash be no so da hono. But just about between 90 and 100 Okada drivers riders about hono. Nyame nkwanka driver no eye Benz driver no enye earlier time our police nimbi ebeyi ni fi ho a nkombeku no omo fa ni fi ho no Benz no say pictures na mentra but say o share how they were dismantling the Benz na terrible just say almost say car no to the extent say car no odi ye den it has moved to scrap making so relatively a new Benz. Of course, I'm not saying say the value of Nipa na we will know more than the Benz. But the point I'm making here has to do with rule of law. Say no matter what it is, you make sure say you be resorted to the law. And you're very, very, very interesting. Look, I have seen a few times Obi has had an encounter with an Okada rider. The Okada rider feels say, oh, you're right. Within a split second, the other Okada drivers that comes around without even finding out the issue. As long as Omo member, they have to defend the member. So to say Omo bowo the other party in the crowd, they will do that. And it is something that is going on. Into yes, and drag you see, worrying. The families involved, no, shedding. But the point me person me make it and I believe say now we must put our voice to it and say obi ni Ghana hanma oye above the law. It say no matter how you are offended, please resort to the law. Sure. Especially with Okada drivers. Do we have a platform a regulated one.
Sir, Amekai, one major a year ban Yikai when in opposition before 2020 election was say they will regularize and legalize Okada, riding, legalize and whatever Okada riding. Now, Sasama, one more Ekayeno, one more campaign 2020, moment to me, 2024, and Omaba. But people na me no ka say no. Omun tumi enye eho hwe. Nti bisa say sa mra na omka so mo de beba no. Ewe. Because 2020 mo tumi dey campaign na. 2020 mo dey campaign. Let's say mo wo ho hye de da ho dada ansa mo de campaign 2020 e na mo anwi ni. Yeah. E na mo ba wi ni 2024.
Implementation.
Na 1 year on na say mo tumi implement ya. Then what I do?
Yeah. It shouldn't be difficult at all. Very, very worrying. Very, very, very worrying. Inti ahanmu ye embra adini shase no. Inti na omunya emba du hanmu ye. In fact, later omu ba ye.
Time omu say no.
Omu say ni ye kra ni. Ahanmu ye time a police ni no. Etumi move driver no out of the place. Omu be do ye no police ni ahu so jina ho. He moved away from it. This was just the beginning kra. Later, you don't know where they came from. They were about 100 motor riders, with their motor, no may take you more than half of the road. Now, windscreen was a day in born in Japan, they say, Kawi. You will cry.
It is Sankaja and Kamoba told so say a driver no shake no bisa and Kamo finish it. In commercial driver. Now there you say, me jina top, na me was top on movie. Me jina top on na police for base 3. I no ma started. Na fi no ma chase no. Me say finally cross who how omo ye kan na obesu. Enti na me jina top na about 2-3 police for ejina me nchen. Me do one and be some say now officers mon call down ko intervene. Of course the omo kind so it makes sense. Because they were about 100 or so. Na nipa base 2-3. There was nothing they could do. And the police when they catch me say, oh, Omo are calling for reinforcement. But you see, there's also one other thing that yesterday's issue no brings on board. At least me spend day not less than 15 minutes. Jina Hodmo. As a time I may baby feel over 15 minutes now. Now reinforcement in by. Are you getting it? That is the worrying, also the other worrying part.
Listen, Enra, me me koto traffic no. But me na me nim say na see.
Yeah.
Because I was worried. How do I mean far Bibi say that?
That's right.
It had to even change my route. Now me call we are now say me call my sister station Asempa. It mean nam kwama me call. It na me use route way. There are not traffic catching. But I who say motor for no.
Yeah.
I didn't post one about
exactly.
I'm packing motor bebre.
Now your convoy.
I feel no master.
It's terrible. You me and run home. It was scary.
But you see, I something say. I just a video about one thing. So Ghana Police Service can say obechi obi o video ni bi.
For me, omonche nipa ba kwa na mienu. No monche na so. To serve as a deterrent. Look at me say Andra domo ye en ugina wa. It was like a civil war. War be easy.
You see, Mr. Wilson, let me say this.
And it's dangerous.
Let me say this. So, Obi Rikakara.
Yeah.
Say, the tie pair. Otumu lose control.
Exactly.
So, the brake failure. But
Otumu lose control.
It's an accident behind.
Exactly.
Or drive on the fourth person.
Yes.
Inti. So BBC them na say this is the reaction. The question is so Okada ni so Obi
that's the point.
You see the American you umbrella it is a BBC it should show no obu there driver sana ni brake failing and also the tie be pie.
That's right.
No ma the mass emisi na say akokoto do na say e chance there e kunyimpa e show no car na say e show nyimpa e send the car that is lawlessness.
Nobody in his right state of mind.
Nobody. Police car no kura no. Police car dem say ma police car no.
Police car no.
Can you imagine?
Me say yesterday was
this
scary.
This culture
it was really scary yesterday.
I mean, has it gotten to that?
Yes.
We need to nip it.
That
we need to nip it in the bud.
The few minority would want to
take over right now.
Yes,
that's what it means.
And you see the dangerous aspect is they are a united minority.
Very.
And we are a divided majority.
Majority, yeah.
So all the time they'll get their way. The way say motor back open a board.
A board. The number of motors.
10 minutes.
Yes.
Now I am.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, say, what was the channel of communication with me?
I want to find out.
How are they able to do it? Let me give you, see, last time in solo, then I'm second. Now, suddenly that motor rider be crossing into your boat, ni chika. Yan can I actually, so I actually. No parking can wash us in front of police people.
Yeah.
Within a short time, and I want to go away by 20.
That's how they communicate.
Until later, guy know who the side and Nankasa no or police woman is go police station. That's what me uncle. Until you go son or a guy in a moment.
Yes,
Yes,
they always drive at your blind side.
Do you know what? That's the thing. And as I say, no, but they be abanson share. And I just say, oh, qua. And say, or no face you.
Finally, this is the final state of the bench.
Oh,
Miss a car saying, come on, she bends, no.
Oh,
And so go
be
yes. And say, omo ya say, ebedu baby, the okada for no so say, bibi ba yan come on. Because, yeah. They say, "What ban a jono? Why should Benz and this side?
Won't see them it was terrible.
As someone said, it will not bring back
the person.
And that's the point.
Sometimes
so can you imagine there Okadeni what's open comfortable open
yes now you say
why you driving
me say na anajo pa wo ba omo light ni so anodin nti omo face traffic especially I san of Anko road no wo musu wo mu fi of Anko na ba so ba inse so mo ko fa soro ko twa eyi no no mo efiri no mo face light ni so anodin so wo nti yefo ne say me a me hia wo no say wo pese me ko enya me ba outside bo na wo what you see me sraban no mo na mo ka say mo be regularize na mo regulate Okada business in Ghana me pa cho ache.
And our police phone so they tend to reach are responding to emergencies. It is so unacceptable. Say Adi will take place at least me kwa no na happen there. But me ko jina ho no e fi ho in not less than 15 minutes.
Because I'm not holding
not 15 minutes.
I'm not
police going to me about.
I'm not holding brief for Ghana police.
Right.
But for all you know, if you can information now.
And I said na police put jina ho. Into police put jina they couldn't communicate.
But once say omo dey command.
Okay.
This is a security service. And you will come no. No, be fair be a Achimota. So be see.
Yes, Achimota
police station. They don't have the men. Achimota will have to call headquarters. So
but honestly, that's not as
nobody is safe in this.
Yes, but it is not. Yeah, I mean seriously.
Some people will go no in Ghana for.
And that's the point.
Yeah,
that is the point.
Most of them, listen,
that's the point.
Let's mention it. Let's mention
Nigerians
also power. Most of them are not Ghanaians, I'm telling you.
That is the point.
Say, I want the people was a bro.
Yeah.
Motor rider is a bro.
Yeah. Or come for.
Yeah, you're Ghana. Yeah, I need to try them fantastic.
Share. In any case. But a high baby as Abubu Yakofa. And they don't even respond.
Yes, that's the point. When the highway, any extension of the George Walker, whatever.
Yeah, it's a highway.
During your administration, and I came me pass a bylaw say they will not allow Abubu and those projects into the central business district. A big issue. A big political tool against Yabai. But thanks be to the mayor then.
Yeah.
But the next form say, yeah, to me, Penema ma central business
centers
at that time, M1. But today, I see people, I see them riding through, and it's worried.
Yeah.
Because you are here. I want to say, oh man, be here in politics, because me many one vote free.
If you are
doing the ancestor meka, and consider buying you bet me a year. Sadia na the biase. You couldn't back what? Then we come back like 4 or 5 times
because of politics.
Because of politics.
Yeah.
It should get to a point that you say, this united minority, enough is enough.
Yeah.
What imagine say we driving but no face.
O face o na.
Say we choose
it. No be senko.
We answer I know say do what. You na be kwara me ha no kan we na twam ko. Come me hwe
No.
E dey na me catch you.
Me se ba ko bi be pin me gina traffic o na me tie no boom. Afei me ya ohu be dey call my 7 police station.
Ojina
Oh na the kind of motor ni say.
Na for do tie. O tu ko da
because motor ni say you need here.
It's Agya, I'm a school dropout and I'm doing this, I'm struggling to then. So I'm begging you. I'm saying you are begging me to be me. I'm going to be car. Ube car no. O same daylight you know. But I'm not going to na.
It is in order.
It's your best rabbi. Say, Busapeni, yes, Ramwa, Busapeni Munko. I feel no
police service. I will mra also mu ensure say be adwuma. Unam tema motor we na bobo ye how do you expect abobo ye on the motorway the minimum speed you can go is 80
yeah
and you go 80 na for say uchi car be car of bia Corolla na go 80 speed na bobo ya no ontumi nko
sir
no we said the inner lane we said the outer lane
for all I didn't know and even the inner lane they don't even understand the use of it
then at you Sankrofo nyina so dodo na anye Ghana for
yes
and that is the danger
and they who police ejina ho
ayo
omu fa buo kra ansa ma police
no
yet it was ye beka se ye hunu yanka na aka chi anope sema mekan ya na ye di nko abedi sabrebu so panyi mu nko ne cheche no akwa ba etre ufi abafuro bopo na na Sunday yi
ejo ide eja ko exercise
o be ende ko di abengwa
ye di afa
me kwan na wa
ye di
ojura mu wie
weekend ye me krom ebri
otubo jankwesi ene na ene tutu wo climax ene wo be so ahemfo no
eti na nesare wo ho
na nesare wo UTV
eti time na mbedi abenkwan ne be pebi ni
de sanka bra ye di fufu yankasa na ndi ofibie mu wo fufu
to do chance na
ma
wo
go to go fi mu
benkwan mi
Now what's the crash of community?
You enter make us this weekend here, me chrome. Every this weekend.
Enti
weekend me.
Man kasa dey na wo ho because ye
let me try.
I we can just Sadiq kada so say me pay be friend.
Sadiq
information mo dey ma me for ahuna no hyerodo. Wo ka guma so Omo eti efiefo ma for this omo ke bua so fa
you na call ro from tomorrow
no ma me ko sa wo kwen na me fama ye nuan ma kwapin fo nyina kropong ye wonde ye na wo twetwe na wo twa bi nye twem na mampong so ye ne de na enti na obosomase one is to funeral
na fufu joint bi wo ho na so wo kwan no ho
next week so
weekend dey
eburi say na nsamu ahudwo wonyina be di one day nti ye beba ene ye beba ho na ye fie beko ba bi fie beba ho
jankwesi di so dim so ndi ode no ho
akura ma chi
ene ye be furu wa be chia wa
asa na hunya ba anyway ye ni nkomo ye hwe
moto na mu introduce me enti na me nka bi
na obi di moto abo
me de obo me ha say
ya say mo
e won wo you overtake me fa
wrong place no yeah
place enti wo nim na
exactly kokra
no we are oye no photo we are on no you can do a patch
on my yaw
don't say the thing
ba ku bi ono no be cross me preko pa epem no ogina wa odo no bi hu ya
na bran
enti wonto we difo ama ye hu hwenye ye ejina ne krofo no bi ba be ne be kasa ya afi me ho be gina mo that woman is can call hospital.
Because name for funny buy.
I want to make say one share me this whisper na be shoot to
my especially minim say mbre bi wo bylaws bi no pass mbre bi say yes a tricycle money they shouldn't use the ceremonial route
use super
high route
using it
na nyemu na body campaign 2020 say mo be regularize na mo regulate and Samia Okuko secret and one go can say
one car
politics 2020 before 2020 election and the campaign meaning say mo won hye da hodada and 2020 mo anwi and I'm saying so the same message at the winning 2024 election. 2024 election, my winner. And then it's 10 months in the to me.
No quality, I'm saying, near my daddy.
There be and the BB and the come here with the dad.
Politicians, bro, for back where you usually
it is the pipeline. I was with Amalaba.
Okay,
I am
road safety. Wakro Rwanda.
Yes.
Rwanda where operate Okada into Wakro custody one system.
Yeah, the Krofako.
I think something is being but as quickly as possible. One year so that these people will there embrace you or homo.
Yeah, enforcing brand new. Yeah,
who is the rider?
Who is qualified?
No one regulates them.
We do commercial riding.
What did say last 2 weeks or so?
Commercial purpose.
Police for me to use Okada. When you police for me illegal.
Okay.
What did say?
That is why maybe they want to legalize it.
On an abingni. Obi oya can be any on an abingni. So be on few money. Oka Uber no the police in the control. I am money where nnem business now also police are carrying out for so because immediately
what from yesterday
oh it's young kasa young crofo na enforce law
enforcement
no problem no motorway asema okay me na motorway dey at least 2 times or thrice a day now we apply now we say when you bring na ukono we say traffic all of a sudden she do only when him na go break adenti ana wakotu abobo
ya
abola
esumbola
and no one in China offer her na or you overtaking eyeye nti so force no apply break no na won so wudi na echi nti yesire mara mo de mo mra na mo amahye no munni so na ahoho na ekura Okada
so brogada fo
eja upa ma wo team no emra enko baby to say ashaman Ashama area. Niger fu
Omunkwa Niger Nigeria. Omunkwa no mugo.
Omuntiki.
David.
And obefa. Where are you going? Always wa finish sa ntu na directing say fa kopim no wa charge wo. Unyi sukura na ya asem. Oh nti aja ye sremu bebre. Muma ye hwe say mra na e wo ho na kasa.
Yande dey preventing him from enforcing the existing one.
Yande betumi an say ye beka. Mo na sabo shemra
transport and roads transport minister no so dan kasa no ankasa so okeka no kakra because anything here the appointment here the emawo so one man say make sure say law and order ebe ye adwuma wa ye adwuma make sure say foreigners minimum ra ema wo hu
kwa foreigners adwuma bi wo ho nti say foreigners adwuma bi wo ho nti say foreigners
not to reach taxi
exactly
taxi go and read the
foreigner near me go and retail adwuma kwa nti say foreigner we engage
na me say Ghana hamra papa bi wo wiase bi
I know the embrace the wa Ghana with the implementation of the law.
Foreigners.
Ghana ni mrayo
obi the car accident the AC.
Mese Andra ujina ho o yam be hwehwe.
Pardon say e mama be say obi.
Mese Andra ujina ho ka yam be hwehwe.
Capture bebre. Police phone.
Yeah, chere o muntu ko mon kwachi obi.
E so wo chere. E see e dia no tum. Wo chere. na serve as a deterrent.
It serve as a deterrent. At least back in from that video.
Last week, asema muka ya woburu wotwi mate ni esi from Tuesday.
Okadafo.
Debi driver or your mate.
Okay.
E wo trotro mate. Trotro mate. And wo twi ni see from.
How many twi ni see from?
Boys bi tika nim. And then so so ba ko ne mate ni no enya
banta. Side ni so taisi papa.
Onya banta no. Ore ba achi motor ha no. And no friend ni nkrofo achi motor station wa. And the boys ni fi station wo inside ni wo be gina bus stop wo. O see ya wo twi
mate.
Pa tete wo natare. Enye small. Police ni gina wo ba inspector. Police ni gina wo. Who to be a job ya. Who to be a job ya. Inti maami fo e wo no mo ka say nkrofo na ye ni nyina ahye kire ha inti driver no nanem ayi ne nko police station enko report no mo ba omo hye no mo ma kire wo
so wo ye ya no ma frɛ don squad mo reinforcement ban tem check
and the worrying part that is the issue and I miss the see it really exposed your police system say over 15 minutes me gina ho I didn't see some few minutes and some you find say best 20-30 minutes and send a reinforcement it to me do why
anyway ya kase be di akira ya be ka na no pay ya abijafo ya be hye ne di nkomo na ya de public accounts committee be hye nsemo asisi na ya hwe corruption cases ahodo a ewo system no mu ya hwe buffer stock die na yɛnhwɛ national service for nso die ɛne national signal bureau for die na fi yɛde ɛno yɛfa nsa no ɛyɛ politicians hu na ɛwɔ mu yɛwie na yɛaba public accounts committee ɛno nso wɔn nso mo die a yɛka ɛho asɛm anasɛ yɛhu CDC kɔ especially deɛ na ɛfa ECG ho no yɛni ho ɛnkɔmɔ the entire measure say free Wilson so any say what follows are corruption related cases and for instance can for that dia and also OSP home press conference and they are echo na eba me pese me jo adwen po e dey fa all those issues edoso yentumi enyine mako say as on mine say yet say bibi say ekoso na politician e de tumi ama ne so ono ma meboa ma temamufo ho ehenhan wo mo na ono etumi enya sika bum bi saa etumi menka so wawia wotumi enya sika bum bi saa de akwese de hye no ho so de yedan yu na de oto abama no ono gina yimu ebre ye na tumi anya hwe a ebe ha adwene we de principle da se pa ebofa mu nti na mu yetie public accounts committee de en wo ho na the course woni wi a yaba principle da se
9.3 million was your budget but you spent 12.2. Staff fuel, hey, did they drive around the world? Budget was 2.8 and you spent 3.6 million. Communication expenses, ECG, their budget was 4.2, but you spent 7.9 million. Consultancy, budget was 40 million, but you spent 58.6 million. All these you did it on your own without even board approval. Industrial relations, your budget was 2 million, but you spent 13 million. Stakeholders' expenses, your budget was 3.1 million, and you spent 49 million. And you want to increase our tariffs. Publicity, your budget was 5.7 and you spent 21.8 million. Professional fees and subscription, you are supposed to spend 31,000 cedis, and you spent 1.5 million. Overseas travel expenses, you were supposed to spend 14 million, and you spent 29.8 million. Call center expenses, you were supposed to spend 23.5 million, you spent 29.3 million. So budget approval was for 144 million, you spent 333 million. That's excess of 189.2 million. This shows financial indiscipline. And the recommendation over here is that sanctions under Section 96 of the Public Financial Management Act 216, Act 921, should be applied to the officers involved. We also urge management to efficiently monitor and control the company's expenses. CEO, those managers who were involved, I'm recommending that they need to face the Attorney General for prosecution. It's just simple and short.
Me da se pa se mutumbo video ma yen. We a Public Accounts Committee. We 2023-2024. Na ho akonta na bukobuye na tie ECG. Was staff adwumayefo no fuel mu yusu ye no. Me pa me ba me nka ne se ne be ya ya hwefo aha okay so then ya aha say budget staff adwumayefo no fuel mu yusu ye no na budget omuhwa to wo 2.8 million Ghana cedis ekowi ase no na 3.6 na ba consumer communication expenses na budget no 4.2 million Ghana cedis sorry ekowi ase no na akwa 7.9 million Ghana cedis from 4.2 million Ghana cedis budget omuhwa to wo no mudia spend ya manu kuduru 7.9 million Ghana cedis na consultancy budget omuhwa to wo 40 million Ghana cedis nanso omu yusu 58.6 million Ghana cedis and stakeholders expenses na budget no 3.1 million cedis and omuhwa to wo nanso from 3.1 million Ghana cedis no e could see 49 million Ghana cedis excess of about 45 point something million Ghana cedis. Na ohwe budget ni ye kasi abekeka na ohwe ni ye na sika o matwa to se o mo de bebo ho bra afe ni nyina no 144 million Ghana cedis ekowi ase no na akokoduru 333 million Ghana cedis. Na we ni nyina no without approval from the board. It's one the way ECG was say to me no what's a hoden no o tumi de yes ah na board na o so ho no so anya bia wo bo akire hwe say sika ya ese budget yi no mo akonta me hwe ana so internal auditors no wo so listen 10 minutes
me da say ye ka parking kwa na se ye ka ni na de abo
ye betumi aka we na de keka nyina aka
de di kan ma menka se okay abakosem kakra a chance we enche ye nyoma mpanyi in the name of Kofo ema ya so say corruption is as old as Adam.
Yeah,
that is a fact. At the current case, no, even though me is spokesperson, but me believe very strongly say no patch say as long as we have a human institution, you are prone to corruption.
Sure,
it will happen. Now the response to that no, actually happened some years before Akufo became president, and that one happened through the late President Rawlings. Yeah, no interview, I think it was BBC or so. And the lady now or interview, not any interest was in changing governments. Into Bisani say, that time na a revolution time, or she uniform. Into Bisani say, when do you think say Ghana will move into a constitutional regime? The answer was very profound for me, and it is still relevant now. Also, the interest is not changing governments, but the interest is say Ghana yebe build the systems so strong say empo adeche ochina na eba ne say bi do obeye president cry Obunsama, the system will be such that Obunsam will not have his way. And for me, that's very, very key. Isn't it ironical, say, one, anytime there's a change in government in this country, and all this rot are happening. That's the first thing I'd say, so. It is very difficult, say, abine etiso, not within the abine tenano. You such rots. Most at times, almost all the time, it is after say a buying be efiso and sana. And I mean, okay, look, yempo, as long as a human institution, NDC are buying was we say ye 4 years, say ye 8 years, say ye 16 years, whatever years, say omufiswa, we will see similar rots. It may even be less or it may be more, but we'll see similar rots. The point here very simple. It is just because over the past years now, we are concentrating on individuals other than concentrating on building structures and systems. Internally, so any institutional, one of the systems that has been built, which is supposed to serve as a nuani checks and balance, the various departments are here. In Tiamfan is ECG say, your board no serve as an oversight on the activities of the institution. You will see you and a managing director who is supposed to be in charge of the day-to-day affairs. At the end of the day, or report to Edema board. Board no survey as a check. These day-to-day activities our managing director has been mandated to engage in. Under him, and any outfit, you will be a friend, will be a finance controller. You will be a friend internal auditor. You will be a friend administrator. We have all the structures, your accountants and the rest. Into managing director, no, say empo board no decide say ABC net say na managing director no emma directive bia. It is expected say ebe pass it through that structure. No?
Sure.
And sana whatever funds bia will be released. So say over the past years, and it is not just this particular one. Because me per se finding a way you be too ase brekon. It is over the past years, changing government, particularly EBA, now we are exposed to this. The years past, Public Accounts Committee, Asia, omo meetings, omo gatherings, interrogations, I did not such things EBA out. Over the past years, Auditor General's reports, EBA toja, not such things EBA out. Consistently, it is happening now. It tells us, say, the internal one and foremost, the internal structures are, it is a building to take care of this. No? There might be a problem with it. Obi to say, other ones be a yet need to make us say, oh, Anna, the past buffer stock. Yes, the past MD and our chief executive, or to me, a transfer sika to certain accounts and all that. The question I may be something say chief executive decided say there should be a transfer of funds. Me sure say chief executive na on one so na finance controller. And you on one so na internal auditor. And then you on one so na accountant. Into some directives say you transfer sika from here to that place. Those internal structures no. How come they could not identify say no sika here transfer from this place to this place? Ebia the one involved no a related manager no it raises issues of conflict of interest. Why is it that internal structures could not expose these things? For us to wait for a change in government to come and then we talk about it, now you will quickly move it to MPP for na more corrupt, NDC for na more corrupt. But the main issue we forget to talk about it, and that has been the issue. Look, and I mean okay, there's one other thing. And I think it has to do with the light wave for omo contract, you know. Oko into details, the light wave health information management system. Oko into details, one of the issues that has been raised, say, there was lack of parliamentary approval. Into omo contract, you know, a move to a certain stage, you know, a juma net to say omo ye na get to say omo nya parliamentary approval. They did not, and yet they went ahead and do it. Internal structures, because parliament is supposed to serve as a check on the executive. How come they could not do that? How come they could not set up? Because look, every parliamentar, your health committee,
sure,
Adi for land a health committee. Why is it that the health committee, you know, could not identify, particularly during the MPP time, to say no, we have my contract this year. This year, yet is mobile for approval. But we've seen say if not come for approval. Committee, we are doing a follow-up to see say yes, approval has not come. In Kofi, they are not working. And now if they are working, how come they've not come for approval? Why didn't the health committee do that?
The parliamentary approval for the contracts.
Yes.
Based on what? Omu basis then, because me pay a copy of the contract. So
the contract was never presented to Parliament for approval.
It was 100 million contract.
Yes.
$100 million contract.
Yes.
I think the threshold.
Yes.
I think contracts. I don't know the threshold.
But
certain threshold, it has to go to Parliament.
According to Okoboy, according to Okoboy, say now contract sum no PPP no $186 million.
Right.
Brabra mo back cabinet omo tenase omo so ehwe mu na year no they were able to beat it down, finance beating it down, money be do 100 million. Into differences no there eno ewo ho. But the fact is say so and she say ewo ho say omo hwe so e di ye adwuma no san she share.
That is the point I am making. You understand?
The parliamentary approval.
That is the point I'm making.
Me busa question because what I know and it's a contractor ebenya parliamentary approval ye contractor ye international contract and international agreement. And it's a company in a year, a foreign company, then Parliament will have to approve.
Yeah.
I'm hearing this for the first time, Tina. Maybe.
Well, it is. I am saying what, and I would have come to what Okuboy said. I'm saying what the current minister,
the minister
of health
said
it could be the
yes.
But the minister was the ranking member on health.
I mean, I'm not coming to those details.
Or can say me can say. Select committee on health.
Exactly. That's the point I'm making. You understand? So the point is, you come out and you say all these things, and I'm happy you are even saying, say, Akando, who is now the health minister, was part of it. Why do you have to wait to come to office and become a health minister before you can give us all this exposure? And Brad now yet part of the committee, no? And I don't want to single him out because I'm talking about systems. I'm not talking about individuals here. Why is it that so a ranking member, the head or whatever members are also, why is it that they couldn't identify these things? Look, going into details, for instance, yesterday there was an overpayment. The contractor received over $77 million, representing more than 70% of the total contract sum, despite delivering less than half of the planned health facility connections. Which people are checking this things to ensure say payments are yitiano and no na yitia. And yet then now, despite all the internal structures are one, people can still go ahead and do an overpayment. Doesn't this raise issues? But you see, it is simply because of Yang approach in fighting corruption over the past years. I have said, some person fighting corruption are two approaches near you. Either say you are using the reactive approach, and now who use the proactive approach. In Ghana, had Museno, Akwakoye say we are more interested in the reactive approach.
Yeah.
And you see, the reactive approach simply says, "Yeah, try my dinesi." We are, then we bring it to the court of public opinion because that is where we are very good at. Instead of even taking it to the court of competent jurisdiction, you better court of public opinion because you see, you believe in gaining political scores through the emotions of people. Into the court of public opinion now. Near about the Kano as it is. The best closest thing we get out of it and say, yeah, the Beko court, you see a year pre-bagging baby. Say pre-bagging and baby. Now court no, it to me the cases no and evidence no connect very solid. court no be ka say yen refund the sika no ano nipa ko no ye betwe na so. Those are the things that we get. But say ye twe nipa ko na so na refund the sika no, it does not stop us from, and it does not solve the root cause.
Yeah.
Because you betcha was you do go to prison at the end of the day, no, what happens? Agya Kwabena, was it national service?
National service, yeah.
Jida. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Me just say national service. I was going to say you train as you know, the same thing has happened. But the point I'm making is say you train instead of say on mine, no, you better concentrate on solving the loop and as sealing the loophole. No, we don't do that, and it's simply because of the reactive approach we've been using. Embrace action for us, and for me, that is one of the things that you decided to say as Crusaders Against Corruption. Yes, what we need to do is to advocate for proactive approach.
Yeah, man, that is the best way to fight corruption. And how do we do that? The number one thing to do, and they say one, aside advocating for transparency, putting structures about transparency, the other thing is a key thing is you put in place strong structures are encouraging accountability. Structures are preventing people from, just like I said earlier about the Omanpenyi when you baby called Rolling Sky. You better build this system no, in such a way say it doesn't really matter who becomes president. Look, when you go to countries, systems to a very large extent. The average citizen doesn't care who becomes president. He doesn't care. Are you getting it? But Ghana here, we care who becomes president. Do you know why? Meaning because system is so weak, say me everything possible to make you president. Meaning say the next day contract under you no ubet me tilted towards me. But oko jurisdictional system here so stronger. Say me a contractor, I don't need you to be president. The here say me papers me be right. The system will produce, give me the opportunity to implement. But the reason why in SWA, the proactive approach, you know, most people, politicians in particular, over the past years, you fairly say you be adopting is because you himself say you adopted the proactive approach now. It will not help us. It will help us as politicians. And now I mean okay, share your constitution at Yekita. The constitution, which is the executive chapter, it gives power and authority, literally all powers and authority to just one person, the president. Yeah. Look, and then political appointment, a minister of justice. So, the case I can't say that's what is happening, but because of the system we have, the case now case I had to call no political brother. And our friend, and our empo. So we are so close to the president of the day. President to me friend because on our appointed. No, and the directive say case where I involve AJ apply and I say engage in nulli prosequa. You have to case naturally. It's because of the powers and the system we are running on as Omai. It is time for us to build internal systems and structures instead of just waiting for the thing to happen. And by see, who go through the whole thing now. One other thing now for me, a very worrying, has to do again with your parliament. I think say, and bring so awesome for us to say, yes, we may not have 100% separation of powers, but the extent to which parliaments almost literally have engaged in executive role, no, are very worrying. It throws away almost core powers of serving as check and balance on the executive. Look, I can tell you on authorities, so we assemble about 10 people are almost person and person parliament. Who be someone say, why do you want to go to parliament? 7 or 8 out of the 10 Abeka just say, look, make a parliament. It will give me the opportunity to be appointed as a minister. The average politician on him say, look, say me person me a minister, I must pass through parliament. It's not like me call parliament because me person me call engaging in the core function of developing and also making sure say laws are created to make sure say we are serving as a check and balance. No, a parliament because I want to catch the eye of the president to appoint me. Or Chinebi say there's a reshuffle near there, I'll be able to be appointed. Into sample executive ye be na enye kra mean to be inka.
Why can't we put in systems in such a way? Say, look, so person who serve as an executive, you are there as executive. Oh, call parliament in so I would number one duty among other things. They say, oh, call there to serve as a police on the executive. Instead of going there to catch the eye of the executive so that you'll be part of the executive. These are the things.
Okay, me that say, yeah, but somehow should be so we're raising some fundamental issues should be why I see it to me. A do much corner, ye shen ye pana, ye shed. Me dana me tiwa me tieti nsem bia me hwe sika the quantum of money involved na me bisa me questions bi say are we okay bibia you okay there because me just say I say be finding in a make di dem say dem pe bia it is structures na you can wasem are we saying say for instance say yankasa sanete na mo no allegation na kire say e bia buffer stock what transfer 13 point something million Ghana cedis akogua what transfer 40 million Ghana cedis akogua what transfer say sika akogua say na we say nka no eye wo wa ya bankrupt da enti say ABS awu di sika bi kura fi baby as MCU di sika ko baby a enye so sorry ya no afre boy anasa na amoye no say system enti no achirichiri mu enti say system no enti say fo ni nyina no ene ba ye woni one interesting thing e ba ye no buffer stock penny kwa na maso
exactly yeah
no my can ho na technocrats na shase na ECG dia ye kai budget the budget was 144 something 145 million Ghana cedis. I should have do 300 and something million Ghana cedis.
More than 100%.
More than 100%. It is size kano. E ban say na wo to be here. This internal auditor say who external e ban say. I mean, what national journey ho come on.
Wabre.
Mabre.
Mempaba.
Gina pinti. Aja wo mu say unofficially you can kasa introduce but
that way yes row asema ye kan last 2 years asema ye kan you see the last year 2023 2024 man
anti aja ma menchia ya hwefo na menchia menuanu mpanyifo a me o machia o studio Titru pa ne Wilson me first time I mean no share ni abusu panyini de ono de
sorry abusu
panyini be share ni obalit
abakat ba ya boy yem pa
abankwa ni fufu no kwa na mabanta abusu yo do apanya aja ene na ne party na you say also could be kakra but e sad na ba
I like that
aja mata house de me TV kase so de ma me ne MPP mabunu so ni nkombo sima me bana me dwuna de bi ho hwe se de nkofo na ma wiam na omo so ne oma na do tonkusua de on so ne oma kra o pentem aja ma de konti omo na ma wiam omo pentem omo ko pedi omo bedi omo ko peska sika na omo kwa akopɛ no so sika no so ye twa Bank of Ghana egu a condition mu sika no gu a condition mu a ye dey egu dem but wa akopɛ no giso wonnam ewia so eno no che se MPP mabu no se betimi agi tumi a gisi etisi abonten na ye campaign na ye yire ye ho nya sa se tata dem ne ye kan sagu eboa tumi ni ye hyedem ba wo so wo betisi abonten na akɔkɔ campaign na tumi gi tumi no edeba medamase aja on sense na aka kwa edu maybe na edu time bi na say wapa na
achoku yeah
minyi ni se mera betena ha na maba be kase so be corruption ana obi a ebo oman no kro no a metanechi ana se mesoso so ana mefo so mbo se bi se me ma me kra me nsoso no so corruption o he o man a ya ba 60 something years a ya ha nyina kwa koye ebrebi ase ade na edi konsuo na bo ehina na edi konsuo no
tekodem
abo ayi akwabo na kan say ehina no edi konsuo no bo anase nti abo to all the time sika guma na egu fom sika gu fom sika guma na egu fom because ya wo hwe public accounts committee na utieti figures bi e ba na obisa won sa na sika we nyina wo man mu a se ne ka yigibo man ka ye mre o ka bi wo kwa busa bi wo kwa kan sisi ko bobi but let me also be quick and add say enema na e ba public accounts committee finance ye nyina na ye absolute like a year no crisis men kan sa ebi wo ha omo be raise question no for instance bi a adwuma na wo ye no maka akoto nioma bi moto nioma no indeed but receipt ni ho muntimi nso mfo ano nka se wakoto nioma no to so the receipt no e ba bechere so they will cite you sir also wakoto nioma ba ebu say receipt won't manya receipt to prove it nioma no so e worth bi a 1 million cedis tafe obo say Agya Kwabena wo ye aban adwuma na wo ye aban catch bia na do be TV so Agya Kwabena 1 million cedis bi ayira now the perception is Agya Kwabena kwatena wakwa di 1 million but we need to what so yeah the management letter ne ba who as the entity head who know say will respond and quickly obetimi ama o ene mon copy receipts no any invoices ne hwan ne me brand em fa me kire
and say that okani eye mra da ho say me am tie kura me koto ayi car battery because some pay receipt them dey to china bi ba be dey that system beto battery no mo chen enti wo we ye obanjuma eni o kokoto bibi on behalf of for mine no I say o receipt send e be your mine person obu ho account the receipt na bu ho account na so wan kwankwaje na so so wato so can say what on 10 million make say oboa
yeah I mean that is the system we find ourselves in. I mean with all apologies to me DFO me district finance officer na me yajuma if you fetch me do example once upon a time you were one a invitation say my public accounts committee sitting osunane na infraction bi aba ti me gi letter na me hwe ade kro mo site ye no me bufu yi me frɛ efu say evo na there was the chief if I any so adwuma no it does you know why they cited us obi abaye adwuma ama yen e wa assembly ye tua ni panika ewie na e wo say okọ file yate ni panika tua na kan what tax no ato ho withholding tax no what anya say wanti o nya say bi o refi am no what aye ho voucher payment voucher o say o de kọ GRE ekokotua o de be ma ne ma na ba ko like o wonu mu adwuma ne ba ko de akono oversight aka ho sika no so da ho payment won't first can show but go what say that as Canada account ma just present the check to GRE na GRE for no NTA no you if check no so da ho ya site here now we had to move from Kumasi to Sunyane me coordinating director FO engineer procurement nipa be 8 petrol nko to book cars mo de call ye ne boarding change
check no
sa check na we were paying just like 1,200 or so so I told him say me call you have to go and answer because I dey way there as I make a onim why and these are all the things and in one instance you see bungalow bi wo assembly na chi na bungalow the one say assembly bungalow say na the same design the same paint ni bibia enti omo ehwe so the test no omo ba omo hwe documents nko a ti ya hwewe enti omo hwe no no ma hu say the same contract sum the same contract name but figure you go say the difference ababam you say your numbers be the mark contract no to go say be a 28011 then the difference be A or B and a 1 or 2 and to one more here in Qatar no the same amount the same BBR then they concluded say you choose to come here for one project and they were justified to say that because the same project, the same contract sum, the same location. And you say, all your documents now, son, you conclude that way. So, honor, you Yoko. I didn't let the brain say, Yen a year sika mienu for the and the contract was awarded to one contractor. So they were justified to say that. Tell me, I'm saying, now the project in this way. You know what happened? Yoko had to drive all the way from Kumasi to the district to come and see for themselves the projects. Ombe project ni and it's the same color, the same design, the same contract sum, the same contractor. And Tiano Sano, both are called Dada. But once Utimi responded at the evidence, they'll trash it out. Now back to the question. There was systems, Ghana system, beer, number beer was the check corruption beer. I have worked as a district chief executive. Assembly, you know, who you want to require one city, no. The stress you go through, if it be giftness, a system beer, you cannot take any amount from the assembly's coffers without recourse to another. At a point, now a bit liberal, say be a system no a delay. Now to me a manual. Now the minister at the strict instructions by say a delay could mean payment. You have to go digital now. Who internal auditors who? You maybe a friend of Public Financial Management Act. PFM Act in the chair say. Who told there? Who your contract? Who your way? I will say yes, say. I will say yes, say. Yes, I enacted Public Procurement Act. Says I never went now. A ban is saying still.
Yeah.
And in all the discussion, you know, baby, I'm not much more Jeffrey. I won't come once. I am one. I am the banking system. Because banks never war no. Opaja, men transfer 2 million cedis. They go account to see. They will flag your account. They will flag it and call you. Come and explain. They will flag it and call you. So say you could deposit this card to account to say bam. And now I say will be a transfer. They will flag it. Check where the money is coming from. Why justify how want to use it?
Yeah.
The bad say na muti make say will be a transfer say
40 million Ghana cedis, 40% 2 million Ghana cedis.
Go account.
Will be account to
personal account. Any company account.
It be a company account. It be say a personal account.
And they didn't.
And the rate at which the cannabis so no shit.
No, they didn't flag it at the time.
No.
No, we cannot blame only the people here now. The banking system also so. They say no, so you're weak. They said the banking system is also weak because they see it. A banner say no man can want. No, a banner say and no one to can want.
But you friend say banks no when you know one day you be din comot deep pa about banking na for all you know no banks you cry there such transactions you cry no say Ghana cry say the ni indigenous bank be abi ni nyina akokọ say
commercial bank
ni ADB unumu ho na yi but other ones so never say be kofa baby na kowura baby ni nasefo a
but the banking
sector
is regulated the most regulated sector emre wo banking sector hono
anu eshi but me na politicians so yen fa say party na power and ye di brama we are the power and my party no konanim and we win more election near the adwuma ma say wo kohwe adwuma we so a woni say adwuma say me ye a ebe ma be party na nya dimpa enti say be party ni be di 4 years a ma adwuma enti party ni be di 8 years say me adwuma party ni be tu nya 12 years ebe ma me nso ma adwuma me ye no akoso abribia ma menya income say be saka na abribia adenti na mo nwene ne sa na eba say di position ni ma no ano de di kan odwene ho ne say e say me ye enti na adwuma na so ye party na de ne ba power Emma obenya dibre no de se so de boa na aban nya di na party nya dimpa na party de ko nanim na party ni nyini no wa ba badwiro no nkwa no ho to the detriment of the party any government are not wo mu no sa adwene fi
Agya me ye sure say o ka we in relation to the current
some also if I never fast talk national service
years for now no these are all allegations
for sure
they will have their day in court
so be here no
ebetimi aba said there e confirm mu nyina no ebe kɔ no na
antisa
bi anya no kure
okay
ebetimi so aba say ebe kɔ na ni nyina so ye no kure
okay
se ye kɔ na ni nyina ye no kure ene ye ba ebetimi esi so dua
okay
aka
okay
saa so ne ye kɔ na ni nyina so nye no kure ana ebi de kɔ anya no kure eno so ye ba hu said there ye be ka asem no aban ba power said the NDC aban ba power me wo principle bi ameka I know I'm needing Juma all the time. It's a collective responsibility and individual accountability. Yeah, Juma, mine the 2 years, I say, yeah, Juma, yeah. I know I had the collective responsibility. Your responsibility is say, you better share Naya to 2 years or mine year or mine 2 pounds. To find Papa Bia, be fast over my mine 2 pounds, but you as an individual, you are accountable. Enuti say bibi esiwo amansia south ana meme wa utimi ma be frɛ ebo backman a otu ogwe say na oka aban no hunti onu mra me yi ano
dabi
oyi ano a enyeye if you say oni bibi afa ho ni nsawom meme ti amansia south say bibi esiwo defense ministry a utimi mfrɛ me say memra na memra me yi ano na no so collective responsibility versus individual accountability. It is a matter of style. And I say, leadership at every level, at all levels, must also act effectively and efficiently. I say so because, say, umami to me, the boss no. Now me who say, I say, at the end of the time, when you say me to me now, the man who meet my head in
okay.
But if there's let me quote your own words. Listen, checks and balances.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, obi all monitor activities of your appointees so well. Yeah, my mubi and I'm refi, but Backman and arrangement fee. You remember former Central Regional Minister Edumazi?
Yes. Edumazi, yeah.
What the other man, yeah, DG in the position for himself.
Okochikabi,
no, what you so tainted. Or the car
tinted
or team sa oba ye ba power na campaign no na the car na ye plain or do go no be ko form no age fans we ni odin post I'm told say we quite tainted keke report ni ade buy na so o make or trans be keke no it's me the position for instance I'm citing this example for you to know say the odi adwuma ne ma ono so eka say o monitor say be awon wo ka adwuma na usuro.
In fact, talking about that, the other me team here ba kono wa colleague or non so ko kan atwe ano who said tria who said just that one nkwa
just tria
me aban ba to about power in 2017 na me ni aban no mo that woni me ya me adwuma kokko board but me predecessor dem me ko di na ade no e ko make comments be which the president then Nana Akufo-Addo ehuni say one egu na aban animu ase it quickly no yi ni free ho and a man means me nya opportunity
e kokoshe when asema okay na ma me di bibi say ohui enti quickly we ni free because o di fi e kana ba enti say sanete dia and where is the monitoring say Nema ekoso.
That's right.
Are we saying say obi any wo betumi at in the government aban mu say papa report from the brawi ye ko NSS ye ko be fast talker me hu ne ma bi wo sa ye ko ayi ha me hu we say ye ko asa me hu we say obi etumi nye some information afa anko ama mampeni hu say baby ankrofo e person yo begu mani mu ase ene gwasere nyina mampeni na nado ene Akufo-Addo aban last 3 weeks me ka say me say he was not giving the right information. It's as it's the omu yenti no. So man the right information can never be one ka. Onye asemi wo ho a anka onka. It's NDC for so function bibi. No mama Mahama the right information. Say na be to be obetu a otumi atu. Nti say check and balances no to be hu say BBC ekoso betumi etia mapen na so say papa hey BBC ekoso
Agya Kwabena
papa
say ye de ye mistake ye koso ye mistake e de be wuram MPP NDC a be political chess yentumi hu asem no mfa no pomasi bre
but still na they say to me because there was a government in power
maybe the point to be
yeah
sa relations here about out here ye kanyina it took a forensic audit to unravel them. It means it's on the face value. So what you will not see it. If you know what forensic audit is like investigation, investigate you angasa. And even at a point for them to have engaged in forensic auditing means that the normal auditing couldn't detected these
and this is the forensic in kwane be adwuma.
But you go for forensic audit when the normal audit yes, and when you doubt it's Sanya man.
But it's say doubt to be as say per niam me hunu dey say doubt to be bia na forensic be bia
per niam na o tete
me ye niam tete dey me hu say makenkan bi wa no me hu
ana me ka say we yesusu emanin yese
eye no kore yes
I'm a lawyer to me can't say na be careful
yeah to
the emphasis for now it remains allegation
okay
because they also have their day in court e bia na o musu betimi akoko so account no ka mo ka se ska kotom kra enya me bia
okay
eno so wo ho enya me dia me client bi o ba me ho a o say o kwaje sika bi wo bank bi o koye no bank no say on kwaje clients in free the previous bank homra okoya you say ababaji loan e was a bank nto mo claim no back and forth church letters na the only say ni din obi din e dey say picture no nipa bi account na chente ni no aye blur it took another forensic audit and say no mu say nyo no a omo money claim so sometimes I man e di that na di dey say we di Agya Kwabena e bi obe ko na nipa be 5 krabi
me dey na original
for now let's say it remains as the law is it remains allegations e yensusu embangi hopes on it
gidigidi dey
share be enko ba say yes sound so gu enkofo bi animu ase they are innocent
and so say me da say yesi gidi ne dey me dey eho me wasam kapa Tony Goodman no so e kasa de maso ye hwa pobudi unsam Tony Akwaba chire beba no so on oba purposely for something owie pema ma na ko enti ma memra ebo so ebo empepi na ye kasa ye kan na I say oman no ye se Ghana some about to say ayi oponchen tokos udwan tokwa ye masi ye jemu boko ye seti senso hye hururu a ebejo ye kan ye bejai enti onipa nim se me ye ade no kra na ye kan aden ya because public accounts committee be ye 4 years ni menhwe bio because sometimes be to am ye se beza bi na beza na disika bum not to zim no any dim se no ohwe omanim a ye wi a no asori ko meanwhile obi ekwa mami bi yesi a jailing for 7 months me pese the sika no ye nema no so wi aye no pese me yesi odan ho ba bi also owi provisions ni nyina cost about 1800 me pese me hu baby o woda me tue sika ne de ma wo mo ho na se be yi a wo munyi no na me man sika kakra no fa ye dwetiri no kon fa nye na dwuma okodem 6 months e wo mu se krono nye ono de we so akokọ we provisions 1800 e do 2000 it had na kwekwe say obi aya ye hu hwe obi aya bi hunu obi a o man Ghana mu say oye politician and a technocrat e betumi aka say because of corruption enti no ye jailing 10 years e jailing 15 years me Victor Solomon no mo ne we fu kona fancy ha sankrofo na abuga pele no mo but do o yes we just a fraction of it right? Would you say we are ready to fight corruption? And I said this opportunity abe no yenyina so nanka yemfa en settle nyama nkose de say ne fa mo man no
eja odzikan ma minchi a ahwefo na tiefo nyina na minchi a me nuan ma nyo no aha nyina so na manka de se esoja se azibru ibru wa afọ ezigu report mu na azibru a wa dry pa ezigu report mu never ija of the same intensity ija ebien for to kopot ebien imu kopot krono ija kona de tumu obada na ija ni nyina ma wa that ano ija na de tumu no ojata sa ija de tukop odi tu da ma kopot tumu na ibru no why dry no da ma ibru a wonu nyina will change and take the form of ibru na ija na de tumu
first
ma wa for no
will dry up
the ija na de tumu no on tumu no change one change ija why there
one okay
that is the difference between a strong system and a weak system.
Me pese Bruno ka no bidie okuapum se jabru
Inti if you have a strong system no matter who comes, so if you go to America, the system is the boss, the politician is the servant. Ghana, the system is the servant, the politician is the boss. So the politician goes and changes the system to conform to honor Mope until he controls or she controls the system. Elsewhere, the system will make you conform to what the system dictates. That's the difference. If we be there, when we are discussing this issue, we shouldn't bring politics in. This is a political issue because politicians are involved. Politicians are involved. And let me say this. I said this somewhere yesterday. One of the reasons why some of us, we loved MPP when 92 years I say. No, ya kono. They, you know, because the aduna yenye there. Obudumi ya amambofu, which is Rollins and Banna. The way oya mambofu, but a team is coming out. What about the Sanzama for the better? Because the principles, values, na zina odi ejuma. Enun tina ani da maka baby there. Let it mensa. Okay, electric gate out in the car or the car kofia. Obudu one gate na ngasa we boy no ho. Electric gate GH for the it mensa yed. Ian MPP for at the time. You know why you ban kase
who be that
inti oye national issue on corruption. Onye sika wan no oye damagate. Oh, what's it late Nana Kunoda Jima Rollins wakoto jacuzzi. Hey, big issue. Yeah, yen MPP yen penyifu no GH mensa no na zen what some, because those people know they really believed in integrity.
Now, okay, Kobodu say, even with Kobodu say,
yeah,
it's in a Yerakoto golden bed.
You
know, my position.
It's
true.
Actually, the kind of politics that GH means and more, selfless politics, men of integrity, they cared so much, and that was New Patriotic Party, NPP. I've said it here. What we are experiencing today is not New Patriotic Party. It's Nana People's Party. NPP, the culture, the values, the principles are underpinning the formation of the party. No? That a dad, the man in often an Akufado, or be lead the party. No? Everything changed. Everything changed. In there, Nenche, a better day. Oh, obi okuwie bibi kakra bi. Oh, na ezinche ntumu nto na efe ya. We are operating a system. Remember that Wilson, you emphasize on systems. If you have a system, man will react so easily. In that system, all your difficulty that betching Kofu, and as you actually want to punish one, that is a weak system.
Very.
The opposite should rather be the case.
That's right.
It should be difficult for you to steal and easy for you to be arrested. By Yenzen, why you opposite? Now, if you have a system where a number casino, the big fishes or the big fish otum odua na etinu mu na mom small fish no na etinu too much one then it's a weak system. That is why obi ku ya poncha otum man years obi ku your mobile phone na okobe 2 years in prison.
Yes, so painful.
So painful. But politicians, Mama Yanka, the law says you are innocent. Yenyum. Watch no koto 1.5 million and the watch is there. Evidence is there. In this country, we don't do lifestyle audits. That is why I will before party of power. In a car time point to Munto. In fact, 1 woman point to rent to Accra. O party by power busy be 4 years sir. Na say e wo mansions wa Accra ha in your name or in your spouse's name. Na say e wo cars be force ufia. Why should we sit down for such things to happen? You see, when I was a child, what shall one was the canon when I know one what ATM? One of our forms was a sort of fun, one suban, no one's way be. Instead of paying for say number saya. Osha see we no say. We've had corruption, young corruption cases for Ghana. Market that show. If you koto jacuzzi, what say or you corrupt? Obike electric gate, hey, or you corrupt? The kind of corruption and financial irregularities are young and the Nakufado for the 8 years. You know, it be so man, it be so Ghana hada. Let's be honest, let's say it as it is. I mean, this young man, 30-something years, 80, most of them are not even up to 40. Yeah. Now say, Sikaka sorted to them. They can be associated with corruption cases involving this amount of money. No one's right. No one yem shishuana. O send the penny be day when they jumado. Penny be day when they jumado. Nana Akufo-Addo and Dr. Bawumia, they slept on the job.
We are sure.
They slept, bro. You see, say small bidon on Koyazimo, on ye Jumamowa. Ozikan, you pay the first man and other share Subani ye, and your proper background checks. That means you pay Nusuban Sedan. That is why if you go to Singapore before you hold any position. The way you go and look at the hospital,
the background check. Yeah.
They will do proper family connections. Who Ankribi and they will let Ankribi Mpono a corrupter. It will be presumed there. Waso and what I'm against in the we give people positions in America toffee. And these people when they come, because now your proper background check more pay no way because the system is so corrupt. Now let me say this. Be say politicians. Me, because I was in MPP, I don't know offend this, but I can mention MPP.
You still come back.
Never again in my life will I join a party like MPP. Let me put it on record. And I told you I left the party 2010.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's a history. The point I'm making in you there, in fact, you even distracted me.
I have to.
You have to do that. Who can help me where I was?
No special apple.
See, you know what's something.
What's say Bibia?
What's done?
Now what about the way our system is here?
You know them.
Now, yes, beside there. Oh yeah, okay, conference. Obey Congress. Let's say obey elections. Sikana who from DCs. In the CEOs, no. Where did they expect them to get the money from?
You should be man. What did you?
I hire crime.
Minkai.
I hire crime.
You see, the system we are practicing, even the appointer knows that appointee would have to do something to bring money. You see, it's so corrupt system, so corrupt a system. Incidentally, that I was appealing to the president. If you don't fix this system, hey, maybe Kebia, maybe Ebiano, we'll come and sit here next year and do the same thing. But let's see something that happened. National service. Eja, national service. Ne, mbofama wako university we. And it cost 700 Ghana a month. What's as one sum one man say, oh, one someone man nti am 700 Ghana a month no 1 year ni nyina akekeboma ondra hin bia na in your opportunity as gift your worry and I couldn't find the CEO of the MD as CEO no says hey in your opportunity that can you man so also some woman 2.4 billion show okay until when you are giving my family 700 Ghana a month now we read the miscan and now in your badaya and yin pa on bannis the court the one could team afa what's also the osi chapel
yeah I got for you obi si dan che
no chapel osi church go I saw dan o say asibe
yes say osi asoro dan yes say so no see so you no see here
it's the national service yeah what na politician bi be kai kire yen there ono a digital man no the app bi aba them app no for metric app them app now as aba national service no other institutions no God's names are on corruption but it been so Ghana after the app before the app no this scale of corruption no after the app now also as the bane look at what has happened with national service secretariat before the app no Ghana yam book all the mo no kofun to me years ka the mo so what kind of app no as the bane and kofi we to want the polity app no to have this amount of money stolen from national coffers. Stolen from national coffers. What country are we building? Look at SML. Ken Ofurata, if there's any politician who has quoted the Bible and who has portrayed himself as righteous more than Ken Ofurata, that politician does not exist. The man quoted the Bible every instance that he was quoting the Bible, portrayed himself as the righteous next to Christ, not knowing he was next to the devil himself. SML deal. Oh yeah, a we chronofita chrono a bin sida. It creates something that should not be there. As I say, baby, in the edge sika akasi every year. Why do you do this? That's no chroma me bushebi wabeji tum. E bushetum no obaje no. Was that bomani from when generations to come, they will enjoy so many years to come. Then we share yenumba wakona hwa wakache wana upopo wa mbobra because upopo wa nkosku papa wa mbobra usene wenwiaze they be a wifu wamba no bo control money. Now if a corrupt person's son is one going to lead us, you can imagine the corruption will be in perpetuity. That is why, Mr. President, yes sir, this oral thing is that be where inflation obofo mo ye pay. Exchange rate ya mo obofo mi we do teni fantastic. I am obiantu manye. Nemu beyond the economic macro stability no, or macro environment stability no. Yes sir. This oral thing, don't spare any politician who is caught in this web of aura. Don't spare anyone. Obi biara ose dem be nyini no from start to finish man be nyini zi. Okay. Play back again na ko fa dozi bay because when they won wiaze they will wia wa baka da sika mu wia yin mpocho ni mezi no 40 waka 60 mezi no 30 waka 70 mezi no 80 waka 20 nti no yen yin fi ho. They should be made to refund the total money with punitive interest. If they're not able to do that, they should go to jail 30, 40 years. And I want to appeal to the judiciary, judges.
It's just 25 years maximum.
25 years maximum. Then we'll give them 25. Let's even extend it. Of course, we can amend laws.
When you amend, it will not take retroactive effect.
No. We can amend the laws.
25 we've had labor.
Yes, with that labor. Also, highway na do ho ne bia ho there o se masi na all do we
bia na aside chin at all.
You see, until we make corruption expensive, bro, anything cheap is affordable.
That's it.
Anything expensive, I was appealing to the judiciary. let's maximum of 6 months. Let's clear these cases. Mama, a lawyer said this day, we play technicalities to delay the case 6 years, 5 years. 6 months, you clear all the cases. Easy for come, easy bima kofi. That is how we should run this country.
But that's it. Okasana bitubishe na yenkoma yedi me hwe bibi last week me kana mesaka ese China akwa bi a ayi okoye sa wo mo sa scam nema bi na sika about $38 million bi o se bi sika bi sa ababe no mo hu so se wo mo hu se oye no wo he wonim ono ne wo fa se ni nua jese abusua ni nyina yekuku mu nyina
na wo fa se no ono koboko
se o mu nyina I say mati company
kaba
it's a company na mati na sometimes no you be working for somebody who no nipa no say the jumane bi city fa enti nipa bi o mo ye a bit associated with the man nyina no o sampa mu se o mu nyina aka ho de ko he so Ghana ha aka ho so na be
koku obi de
na be de ka bibi no you see koku obi de me wasika na no wi aye no anka eri ko se che compound o ba bi a anka bi ehu onipa no wawu quietly in the on
Yeah.
And no na me de ka bibi say abusapa ni good man de na obasra me anti abusapa ni aya na nsam no koba me nye opportunity no enkosoma ban na me kura no abe den because ebia ni nansa na adwuma efo na ka so mo ntumi nya adwuma because me ntumi nya ne bi never
be
se sika pa wonu se sika e se de koto ade de ko bo ankrofo na wo say wo hobat bi nkonkoye eyi me de
na se makosoma ban aba
wakosoma ban e me ka se me ntumi nya se me ntumi nya bi wonim se me ntumi nya bi
na se
ma me nka
enema na wo ntumi ba matina kosoma ban matina so se so me ntumi because you see we need good people in the system to change the system
share ayi na me ka se me say ye fa ni say woman na ma me ni be example da me ni be bi o so tiasi so tiasi o sa woman na wo mo supply nuane e de ma ba fast stock no I tell you late news several times no ma ba me no ma interview ma me ba ko no se ni fie okofurudua na wasi ni fie no de ni fie no kwaji loan na de to ne ma nuane de ma ba fast stock ye ntwa ne ka na bank e ji owusika na onye nti se bank no eton ma me ni fie ma me ne betena ha sun sa enti se ye kan se ye no kure se sika bi sa akofo obi nsanse a won na nwene wo mo e chopla ne ma ne de ma wo no wo bra wo ma wo sika no so mo de sika no o mo sika no mo de ato aba na wo de je fans na e de sika ma so fetu o mo ka won na nwene ho kakra bi nhwe se san krofo so se bi tu o mo ka because baby sika no ko fa de to ba ye no e bi so mo so mo ko tua ka na besia hwim national service wo ye national service o man no som na what you when man no ho do ani se tie de obi ko akurasi tu oni o man no ho da onko e bia na wo ya pani na da no wo su wo kuru kasiem se akura na so ntu na si ho da but obi akọ ene ye so de man sa sempo ne keke no so ye on fanto bibi kakra eno so a wo farmer no aya res na wo ye personnel wo ye pani no wa san fa so wo san ye personnel eso ti ahoka mi wo de real personnel no ye ntia ne ka
se bia no ye personnel
abusapani asama ye kan Ghana fo ni abrepa ba mu nya hune mu na mu aban mu kan sam bebre ansa na mo ba ora yi ye betu aka sade ba kom gina so de win election ora mu kam ye hunu say the previous administration aye niema bi si da wo me abakose mu enti mo ba be siesie niema Ghanaians are watching you pa feeling pa ni niema mami chosumadu
me da say na benfa we free so nchi amenu ya no ma ye hie mu ha na said ya menu ya e kai on the Yaborobro one fifty Sky TV or Joe Wah, they are there.
Only a chassis.
A chassis, and money never
you do that, no. I say, a chassis,
and if you mention the President of the Republic of Ghana and Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra.
No one chairs you didn't get here. So party chairman.
And your party chairman, secretary, and the party executives in Ghana for Ghana. I mean, I mean, I be a campaign man. So pay youth organizer. No, to be in any more.
You went out the system is rigged against him already. Fantastic. The system is rigged against him already.
The system against
him.
Oh, the one to me come here and make my campaign. And the member one. Any one.
Oh, then I can't never compare man.
Fantastic guy.
Hey, the minia. Okay, ye chia ya wo. Agya.
Yey.
Asema ye kan nyina ne farabai ena ne ko wie ne den. Kwantintin bia ewie wo opunga no. Ewie wo abobo no. Nsema ye kan nyina greed, selfishness, and a wickedness, and all this about corruption. Corruption is about greed. It's about selfish. Obi onono why you say person kuminya. And obi o you trimodemfo no yo kromfo. Obokro no ye ketase hye. Tie. Ye bo pani bi asem so se ne be ya me wire mfie. O say si bentwe and a gift your worry. Now it's not allegation again because the Attorney General akwa charge you on court.
And look at the money allegation can say.
What charge you? So it's up to the court to prove them either innocent or guilty. It's the court. But only what charge you because begin the no allegation and what prefer charges against or a lawyer what prefer charge all the mami we are no them what prefer charges against them no do makojina court. I say Libya tie also or say SCB Bosume bia no no ankasa se oye volunteer. Na volunteer no nim sika onya. Otua no ka. Ono an otua no ka o. 516 million Ghana cedis. Tetiska no 5.1 billion. 516,000 Ghana cedis. Tetiska no every month. Sa sika no month bia na ye mofra. And I am man no ye one service no 721.
One scar.
One month.
What's the condition no G?
Yes, 715 cedis and woje 516,000 every month. We say I 721 personnel.
1 monthly
allowance. And no J. Mo from maku 721. Eja ye kan keke me nua ntia sa mo frane ne mrante wa no wo mu bi ma me no mo de kura they depend on them the dependency obi wo kroko school no mo fra bo ne sem na epipara gweri nti wa koche nyinsem wa wo no ye ne service e so hwem obi no ne we no nti at least times 3 multiply it and one person one facility what would you say? They are going to Japane. Of course, I got bravo. You boy, anything. And no, Kwabena be a messiah to me. I could in our store. No one to watch. I never get $30,000. We are seeing the coin. Okay. Me tia send me. Na da me tia say, "Eye Hanan." What could this answer man? You are who are no doing in Aja. Many could not tie. Say young man minimum fear villages a supply in young. Now say won't tia wonka. Nemo mu to me yeska $1.6 million. Eko to fear it will change home. Fear uko to fear. Now young man minimum the one report and one ketaba beda buffer stock for more than a week.
Heartless.
Can you imagine? You have to justify this. How can you justify this? If you have conscience, we need papa. Why do you have to do this? said you okay be better now studio am try anajufa he came here in the night and then tina obu okisi be fini bum awia so nyo chere be na akota na opremiri okisi mpu awia na se ningo just o chere be wo bi akoto ya wo ne munam John na wo mo mekum no enu na mo wodi ne bere bai no so won so de ne bere na eden eka these are the things basic things na mo de aye wo manyim na nipa twa yo sa na ye wo mpanimfu bi abosom bia yetua won ka na wo fra wo say monitoring and evaluation ye wo bi ho papa bi na anu gbegbegbegbegbegbe mo friend then no fi kuma say did you know yana
Sibuafo
ya like man then me to be your papa man pay you
Sibuafo no then
and you no monitoring and evaluation by checking
in charge of P4R, World Bank project.
No, what did you fear? You to answer that public sector reform. Here no no monitoring.
No. About first, no. About first now.
First one.
Evaluation is
this
late Anthony
said
the finance minister one farmer good. No, I am in charge of Damazin.
Now unim what's obonzam zasabonsam to come across here wherever. One sure what be fufi obesi obeti afi. That is it. Ebia man egweri. Na nyo funum biribi ni aketekira nka de ka wan hye ne kom. Eja, edintu no mampani ya to aba ma wona wo manyem. Na wo hwe se sade we nyina akoso. Nti o mampani ante. Etu putu inti wanti wo wasum de no mampani kafa
say na make say bia no wante
why then wanti 8 solid years when him so mampani dey appointment ni mankrofo no obobo one credentials
Yale
University
yes
he said so many things about this SML.
Yeah, bro. I dey boy na you. School baby we are who Yale, who we are pa. I don't know
how. Emra wo ma appointment no. Ghana fo. Ye mo bi sui bi za say nti o man pani ade na o ma wo busuafo appointment. O kai me Gabi catch there. O say
one go school papa.
What do we want go school, Baba?
School papa they relative.
You see,
relative. Who school or call it me papa ma but me many school na school papa bi am.
And no na person me catch you say sa answer no dey man na insult.
You.
Sa no patch na wonen.
Of course they are arrogant people, you know.
You see just mood they don't even regard you. Na wo share SML problem ya be in the deal ya. According to OSP, also it was cooked by Oforiata.
Oforiata no Bibia. He was the mastermind.
It was cooked. It was tasted and sorted by Oforiata and shared.
Nchine ntwem there.
Baby,
nchine ntwem te na ya choni.
Who said that?
You also pension baby.
And then I'm afraid they my hypertension here. They hypertension na bad. So nchine ntwem na no who resort ni. Na okoshe dem no kuku isade yira no se munyi because according to Minerals Commission and the Petroleum Commission no was it there was no leakage. That was the report.
When in Bribi mami ntwa no sasam we e ba foforo no ahia me kan ho asem be 2022 or baby 2023 or baby
I think a campaign sana
manase ba be kan ho asem be kan dada sa manase be kan ho asem na woka no be anya adwe bi se bia you hate administration no sabe ni ya kan na nka bia mpanyifo tie se yan ko Yale ne baku Oxford yan ko bia ye ne nam oduma se LA Presidency School ne na se fi ene bia ko mo fa ya de kaka na mo de mo adwene ko ho a anka bia ke no bia ye duri.
You see, that is the problem say what me share sad way na no kuku na say every month bia $100 million be ba kotokum $100 million titi sky and pimping sky 1.1 billion Ghana cedis. $100 million every year sika na for yata je no di gunu kotoko manen. I say one so for the one what can matter wa hu nchechem one ba bi we gba ngagoje
$100 10 billion.
Ghana cedis 10 billion.
Go how you know.
Tony Goodman or Kapana.
Baby, or
baby na so hu
Maybe na me catch say I on convert ba so we who say me who say me nya de wo
asama o ka to bi so do ya de
I mean can say bi on to e sema akoko asema na make me can say
it is some na mo
fan calculate ya de
the woman say eja
what's okay calculate ko TikTok aba afo be ka bo
say sikana empa no woni nyina no.
That's fine.
Every year for 5 solid years, $500 million. Can you for your taiji? And on the nebusia for a chedi.
No, they don't say for come. Oh, but they don't say one. Maybe I call baby a
Minerals Commission say, and I report to no crest and buy and say, now only microphone they lack competency.
Yeah. Infrastructure and expertise. And expertise.
They don't, so they use the same Infunankasa platform and we just can watch fight. Because I mean, I'm catch you say you be from Biriminia Ketekra, Kamikawan Shan Kong. A diamond Sony, a diamond, and a book. And one year say, a ja, near a Jow Kura woman say, when say a financial irregularities for Omani, Abia boy and form now how you panel, a Jamaica calculated way up here. What's it? 2020. Ekopim 2024. 2020. Sika ejira won krofon sem a won antumi handle. A ejira coding krofon so here. 12.9 billion Ghana cedis. 2021 17.5 billion. 2022 15.1 billion. 2023 and yaba 8.8 billion esotwe. Na yeba beto abano na fi wo say you free for all na time e do say bia de pension no e could do 18.4 billion who can boma within 4 years na na do the first 4 years in kawo first 4 years 2020 to 2024 no 72.6 billion 72.6 billion Ghana cedis and they couldn't cross bottom.
No, figure so free.
It was happening. I was just 2020.
Yes, we shall saw 2020.
I'm call back to 2018. The figures are here.
Yes.
Source near here.
TV3 source.
Auditor General.
Auditor General's report.
2018. 3 billion 7 million 258,000 and I be good to
you go say
oh 2019 5 billion 468 million 398,000 and I be good to
report
in 2020
I think about over 81 billion over 81 billion.
Okay. Okay.
Yeka financial irregularities now. Problem na do no. What's the physical cash? Nkofo share that born kro no e wona na do amemu no. E 6.9 billion.
Okay.
Siko.
Okay.
Now if you are procurement nko ano.
And bebre.
E 1.5.
Me da say
contract 1.3 billion.
Me da say.
And taxes 144.
Me da say.
Payroll.
Me da say.
Nko ano ne wodi nsamandi.
Procurement
capital. E sha adi mo no. E 38.2. And stores. Niema also stores ya put go. Afibia.
Okay. You 23 minutes pe.
Why do you have to
na
do this?
it topics na ke see discussion. In fact, and some no dos na yan hwe ya ebe ha dwen kakra. Asem bi asi na no esi to become was se be sori etumi asori sanse kai efa ye nyina fa ho fa ye nyina ho ya pomde ho nsem eye light wave health information management system sem ya asori ya e rabita kando ekokasa ye no nra behwe Dr. Okuboy wo sister station Metro TV4 discussions here manage church nsemu wa ye right up bi nso a enso nya bere makenkan ni nyina de ntia ye ma Yera Goodman, Tony Goodman, the bar has answered on now, or Casa de my Minister of Health, and they say, you perceive the clarification, Kakra. I was a sibuno, na Yadisha. Tony Akwaba, Major Soup. I bet I expected a Kakra. There was your consultant. Our consultant tomorrow. Sir, in some community, ye first, I am Lighthouse. Light with health information management system, you know. Omo contract ya ye no omo call ye ene ho nsem no health minister say omo etu about $77 million dey am but they no omo nyemu half enra na metie Okuboy say emu omo ye yemfa ne sade na 700 and something health centers ebia big hospitals no 4 sa 4 no omo ye ho adwuma awie ebia omo ye district dey awie ebi o ma ye we nti akan keten no muntumi enye ne ho nsem wo na wo health ministry ho e dey pa na wo sa contract no
you made us my mention here in 2010
okay
but before then me chetie for ma chair me seniors or more studio ha contracts no just for near friend moving paper to paperless.
Okay.
Yen in 2010 I agree say as a minor I was say yenya near friend e-health strategic policy. Said the bear me organa ha na me nkwa na me wonim dia de hwe nipa. Meti me ne obi a otamale na oye nurse or announce or doctor aye djuma. In this case no ebi a be computer wa ha na no so be computer na me kire no. Say ye ni say near friend telemedicine. Okay. Yeah, introduced to telemedicine.
That was 2010.
2010, and the chance.
That was something. In
2012. Yes.
Okay.
In 2012, and I say the best thing is to have food that yeah they share to hospital. Oko one ward na obi into a crowd the food and coffee. They can say yeah no so digital. Hospital no from OPD, inpatient, procurement, supply, mortuary. Any near yeah hospital no. Yemfanto computer so
okay
enti you signing contract for pilot project just about 30 hospitals in central region yeah no you hu say ade no ebe yie ade ayeye a ebeboa o man Ghana enti sa ye launch wo kaswa ene ye wie sa project no enti aban na atwemu no MPP aban eba ye no almost at the end of this year, I had the
more launch in 2012,
2016, 2016. Okay. Castle Polyclinic. Okay. Omo we no so ade we at the pa. Enti no say no there. Yen sign a contract. Akesia I was say the whole project. Enti contracts no. Omo ka somewhere 950 hospitals across the country. 950 no. Almost the total cost of project $100 million. Contract no it was a 3 years contract. At the end of the 3 years, no, na company no, aye less than number no. Enti na was say omo extend the contract no emom. Omo extend the first one omo intimi nwie. Omo extend the second one it could do 2024 December. By 2024 December no more aye 450 hospitals across the country.
Out of the 950.
Yes.
Not half of it.
No. At the cost of $77 million. And the 450 no more no. Sika abaya tuya mo no 77 million. And the contract
the $100 million total cost no.
Total cost
okay.
No. Ni omo ye na any sika timi tuya mo no no. By 2024 contract na ba ewie. Abaya foforo aba. Near was a year and say, was a share contract num omo execute contract ni ye ne contract mo mutimi aya na ye hwe contract no e be a friend milestones first milestone uwie I was so uhani over service data and logistics and my buying.
Okay.
Second milestone so announce we are was uhani over. Third milestone announce also uhani over. But during the project implementation, there is no milestone now uhani over my buying.
How many milestones?
No matter 3 milestones namely at the end of 2024. Until now, I was say from because there was one critical issue. Ebio obiabe timi e de aban akokot, which is one data me no we hospital ya ko nyina no e wo nipa ba ko nsem nipa na o private individual na ye man adwuma no me no data hospitals ya ko nyina e wo nsem enti you say okay we need this data for the people of this country enti ye ngi sa data na ye tro e mo say mo wie contract no
mo je 3 milestones no
maye no mo wie contract no
stated
in the contract
so okay
yes. Into more than before we can even discuss going whether to continue the contract or not. Yeah. But it was pull and push that. So because acquire a monopolized venture, nipa baako and our yana dento force or none was or ye ekuwie mama me 950 contract even though abawie no what they extend fine a coin be extend the contract. The minister said there be me a new minister me share contract na na wase wo ye no unye ye se me so me to aso a be problem ye ngina ha yi a na ye solve problems na wo contract na ho nyina ansa na yakoto push and pull no na utia na ya offer health insurance aspect of the contract no enti nyina ya cause say o cash and carry ababa ko ye kwa system ni nye adwuma. It is because of that, because the contract has come to an end. I was say sign one sign here, I'll shut your system. So that was what was happening. No cost. Then the minister no feel say Ghana for bread. Even though breaches a womb, young cost and sign another contract with them, which is to maintain the system.
Breaches womb on whose part?
No breaches, no. You know, you buy a assessment of the whole project.
Yeah.
And you say even when it comes to logistics, I was also providing 80 million deficit a woman. And I was a company at the man abide.
Yes,
because your says or say or tag I deal with 10 stores documentation says we were top 2. And no quantifier that was about 18 million US dollars.
So the breaches was on the part of the contractee.
Yes. And no uncle says can
by the contractor not on breachy
because contract no quite brave.
No, but before say baby, there could be some breaches. Also part.
Oh, okay.
Establishing grounds, no. Then we'll be able to ask the various questions. In the end, it's okay. I was say signing a friend of service maintenance agreement with them. So they buy Ghana for hospital. There won't be cash and carry and now those issues. Into your trauma, in that document, the state say your percent your data.
Yeah. So some of them are
and no crowd and
first second third milestone yes. Agreement no we are saw them are no farm and that's what me why you thank you
yes sir and no in the contract no just give that aspect to us yes sir until you the call you draft and send to them they'll go through a call they push it back and said say a hono say you nyem document they won't sign
why
I say I did Ghana for the war. Even in the Data Protection Act, no, you won't conform your data handlers or memoir. It is this particular data, your public data, your health information data. Government also handle. To the fair no my answer no be the alcohol. Yeah. Or say no, media is not going to sign that maintenance document.
But what was his reason? And the reason will come.
The reason is that you should release.
Immediately you have that document, you still have monopoly over the system.
But in the first place, you know. Adia no 950 and I say we connect.
That's correct.
And I say amount 100 million. And I saw we 950. You 77 million. I can't just 23 million nanka ye so out of the 77 million the amount out of 950 why move 450 not to half of 950 no. I can 500. Yeah we are agreement I mean no nyaya say say we first milestone now. o de bema aban uwie second milestone na o de bema aban uwie third a o de bema aban agreement ni mu no first milestone we wie one fa ma aban eso we breach second milestone wo de one fa ma aban eno so we breach so contract no third milestone one fa ma aban eno so some breach so contract no who is that so powerful person and I said yeah ono no agreement ye ne na ko no ono breach ye de na yen de ye tumi nka se bia ye breaching de ne fa ne famra kwaso hwan.
You know, for me, maybe because of my background, when it comes to Sanyama is BCA, I want to dwell on the company than the individual.
Okay.
And say a company na you sign is our contract, and you sign is our contract. Say do maybe prosecution and as other aspects. And then you now look for whoever you lift the veil and look for whoever is behind it. But the more important, crucial in this matter, no, and it's a near film for anyway for between 6 to 7 months. But now, my calls from UTV and from PCFM say, what is happening in the hospital? Never come once. But I very sensitive. I very sensitive. You know, I call hospital. Near a way it's in the hands of one individual, which is a critical issue. Until now, you manage issue. No, boy who more than say and call abundant until we find solution. Yeah. So health insurance, even CEO, no, now you're man at the points. It's only the discussion because one or affected. Yes, because a bar nipa no corner validation and koso on to be in your healthcare. Ye so na nipa na the claims be bana ebia e bro so a be den so betua. That period na me no ka say you know. Ye shut is system down for 2 weeks. Ye shutting it down no minim so akọ hospital. Now just paper because folder has left our system into now a paper, and now I was on one of the stations. So call hospital no. Yeah, man paper. I call lab. Ya question every. All corner there and I say now what is the meaning of the paper? Just small paper, which means that our data and that period, you know, is not part of your health information data in Ghana. Into called bioma or history anyhow. So we tried our best. Into me. And what do we do as a ministry before we can come out and speak? So the way could be say, so quickly we have to put in place some stopgap measure. Until you're establishing a Ghana Information Management System, GIMS. So the way a no will be a national one. A be central way. Many agreement you plug into that central point, you know. After dealing with you, me feel say I can't continue with you. Me Pulia, Ghana still has that data. Until you create Sadiana, me no kasano. You percent the 450 no matisty limbs say we quickly put them on board. Say the we can continue healthcare delivery. The other 500 now we open competitive tendering, get people to come. If it's a private vendor and you're able to do it, you plug in. If you feel say it's becoming a problem, you go and then Ghana still into we not be a national repository data kind of. That is what we want to do.
Brand na mo no almost almost sign contract no. You know almost sign contract you say as an entity and as say company no. More ade no mo be content so achen your man no come here say me hwe say ma can say first second third milestones nyina no say them some of them are non farmer meaning say I say they become more powerful than the state.
You know, in most corruption and all, most of these issues, you know, every project or project implementation unit.
Yeah.
Whatever there is, you know, I will say obi eti obi now so. Because I know you're buying responsibility say yeah implementing projects, you know, we are monitoring. Da na one year wage juma. The contractor you know they are swift. Obey an intent no nya project implementation units or memuhana and modern. This particular one. Because if we agree say there are milestones, I was saying, now implementation, now we are not able to speak to Sanyamano. We slept on our rights. You understand? Say, you must get it. The person who takes, they say, no, or not be emboldened by the data now. So anytime you want to come, I say, no, I won't give it to you. So you are forced to deal with them. But what happened is that in Ghana, we have a lot of expertise in Ghana. Quickly, we have to reconstruct the data, no?
Are they foreigners?
He's a Ghanaian.
He's a Ghanaian, but based outside. So most of our things are outside.
And say, sir, 450 health facilities here. One more IAU. Say data need that's one China is a video.
Say non-American say we have expertise in Ghana. You are reconstructing most of the data.
Okay.
Almost 90% have been reconstructed. I mean,
because
yes, through health insurance claims, through other means we've bypassed. We have to use all other, be it legal and illegal means to construct because the nation first, Ghana first. So we're trying to do that, and we've been able to do a lot of work for some period now. People were locked in a room just to get this for us. So I can tell you, sir, we have. Most of the data, OPD data, has been actually reconstructed, inpatient and other ones. Because I said from the beginning, Adewe, it has procurement issues. Because they say, yeah, procurement be a system. No? So,
okay.
Say, Kwakwaji hospital, it was our system. No? So, at that period, they lost money because you can't even count the number of bodies you have there. You don't know what belongs to who. So, now it was chaotic. It was chaotic way. But I can say the Minister for Health, Honorable Kando, decided to finish and then carry Ghanaians along, decided that Ghanaians should know what the issues were. And then, I did tell you, I'm on the moon pay media, sir, one meka, I'm a Ghana fool, a baby is a woman, and I will create a problem.
When I come to Yazipa,
me young children, me what dream kakra say, as on my Yedi Sika. I'm a Juma cool. Ye Juma we my yen. Me do we mau. Now do we mammy. And now for we cop, na for we bramechoka. There's a so ban of only in a crane ye. What's you do, baby? I saw the Benoit, baby, Mrs. Shanna can 10 year ma, na me abro. Mrs. Shanna can 10 year man, me abro, mechoka we. Can tell me and say, ma, I saw the Bremont family, me one mechoka. A brenet moi. Wosanse se wa ma me kwa mama nye bia nka ho a kenta mi ensa na ese me de bro na watu ho ka no me fa mrew na fe ne me na ese me de bro kra me se chinchim anye sabotage
no a blackmail and sabotage that my minister can no na maze mo bo honorable account na about pa da otumu gine because to think of it how can you pay somebody 77% when the person has done less than 50% of the job? A contract sum. Yanko charges contract some no for there 100 million 100%. And then you pakono why you numu less than 50%. Na train the cow 77%. Na train the cow we as also do as the bro what's more form that person must be a very powerful person. Such a person only political funded backbone be around me no. Unya kukudu nya damazin. My poche mamu yo masam.
Okay.
You just 6 minutes into
so first problems is that ECG, Ghana Water, National Service, NPA, buffer stock. Sana British Health Service wo. Hey. Na money obeye yenyi
ade na me dey bisa adu jamfi say
akofado
ade ekoso yi no ye hwe kra na contract no kra no we breach contract na e wo meme fam because ade no 700 600 950 yamao sika no de bro akabe some few percent pe na ye tu awie nso ade so wonye fa.
Yeah, extended contract 2 times.
Oh, there's a good
yeah, extended contract 2 times. Okay,
years. Tony.
Yes, sir.
One and also what discussion we. So also tie Okoboy mimiti. The explanation he gave in respect of this, meaning the year actually. The 77%. This was what he said. Or say on the face value, so far 950. Now 450. Now a deduction. On the face value, you may say in do 77% no much. However, share content wise adwuma o maye o hospitals no ufa baby they say Confirmatory Teaching Hospital and Akulebua the population there and the size of work there workload as so chain let's say Watreso chip compound or Kumasi South Hospital and you on the face of it you may say omunye to that percentage However, so Osha Ajuma, oh no, that was his explanation. One thing.
No.
But on the face
then you agree with this explanation?
Yes. I'm very surprised, council. I'm surprised that
I didn't say, okay, I'm trying to say, we 150, because he say, because he say, Nini Nadeno.
Yeah.
Joye say no de no. Joye say no de no. Joye say no de no. Wo keka ni nyina bom tie ye ne mako.
Farm no nyina.
Eti ne mako no ne de ka asem. Eti ne say wo kesa edia. We ni ka ti bi ye we ye me ye we anfa so ni so a. Wo de ebre ni ti ma me mi sa
ebre ni ti asem ne say. Adwuma a obeye wo konfa no che. Say odi input data. And the same adwuma and obeye original hospital.
No, but the contract sums are not the same.
What do you mean a contract sum? The whole of 100 million.
You know, say Juma yen wa hano. Say a year confanochi the contract sum, but only the same as a.
And then so it supports the point. It is hold on. Hold on. Tony, you spend. Let's say you spend. I'm not defending anything. You spend like say 10,000 cedis or confanochi. You will not spend. The same 10,000 our original hospital. You're going to spend less.
So are you saying, say 23 million?
You're going to spend less.
That is why in the contracts,
you're going to spend less.
In computing the contracts, you know, those were some of the things that would be going to consideration. You won't come when you have not delivered. Then you say because we soon to man deliver. You have said, say you are going to do this. Yeah, value for money. So okay, you koye. Ubi ya say oh mint me anye. You me dey anya me da me lose aban dey lose. O dey mama extend more. Na me extend here. Still me lose went me anye. My answer extend. Then you come back and tell me say haso. Unim say so na o charge me no.
No we obi on cash.
Because you say 3 years and 3 years in 1 year. 1 year, 1 year, 5 years. What to be an year? 1 year, we are yes, you can so the some milestone now why you encompass all the mind. Why?
That is the point. I don't so our contract room quad. I also remember say who access to the contract now. I was some of my contract. Public document. You should make it public. Let us all read right to us.
There is right to information.
No, but you are speaking to
there is right to information.
You are defending nobody will defend it.
Nobody has contributed to the failure of this. He has actually contributed to the overpayment of this.
Yes, that's why he's defending.
That is why he's defending. He's rather. For some time now, the honorable former minister has become a public relations officer.
Nobody mentioned his name.
Okay.
No,
you mentioned the number. You need
he's involved in the contract.
But you said that he didn't mention his name. But you said that he mentioned and you don't want the person to come out and speak. Are you gagging the person? As you mentioned someone said you don't expect the person to come out and speak. How are you gagging? Who Bobby do was saying how much on the Baba was saying. Are you gagging the person? The pastor of the issue statement.
He didn't protect the country.
Yes. Why was the who does that? He should also speak. Because he didn't protect the country. He should also speak.
I said, you know, I need to and say, Afaso on your supra. Afaso mo from mo friend what I am meboa afaso ani asuopra woni twaka enti so obi ka ten say na afaso wa yera asuopra da ho no da hodi ubo du pongma gije wo da bonini asum
assembly say
obi asem ma wache kwakwa so mo say ya Asabni nam ne baby no. I can't. Oh me.
With all fairness,
Manin kasa wo de ma che. The time they hear.
An issue has come at his ministry. Don't worry. I mean, it's up to you and him to talk. But don't tell us that only cause about the kasa. He should come and speak.
Medase.
Nobody knows
we're speaking.
So the idea FA Dr. Duchum Ebeka tell say Dr. Baomi ankasa ma no ono no ye failure na you omo ni na Dr. Baomi also no ye failure na you omo ni na
the kind you raise the issue of political party
wakasa bebre oh the okasa on the money
and over the past years you can
of course
in handling the political appointees corruption
you speak
say your best strengthen and now we should look again at the political parties funding I can watch them over the past years now one key thing na ebetumi aboa yen ama corruption in the political space no especially from the political party space no ebeba form now with all the things that has been said now I'll just propose two things say to me ya ebeboa yen asomai the can strengthen your institutions which we've talked about internal structures now with particular reference to the monitoring and evaluation departments yen share how best your best strength. In fact, Minya Yanka will have a centralized, in fact, in all the institutions, we should have the monitoring and evaluation, which most of them have. Okay. As to whether you're strong, there's a different question. But yen strengthen, not presidency hormones, because the president, my yen train and my yen fear be once and consider all kind of president will be those around him no they didn't advise him well into making wrong decisions. We can't be wasting the taxpayers' money and time. Because I is so dear and I should be dear to the president, he should also have a special officer oversee all the monitoring and evaluation departments so that he'll get a direct feedback from them to know what is happening. The last one has to do with effective whistleblowers protection. In this country, a idea you like it. Look, Menokasi, just about 3 weeks ago, I was out of the country. But whilst out of the country, I got information, which I still have on my phone. Anonymous persons, almost sending me information. Mr. Boss, may send you some information be regarding meth. Almost sending me actually. Now I'm catching on say, okay, when I come out, I'll pursue it. But the question we ask ourselves is, these people, I get it so many times. Edum pempen subi na me pese me who on face-to-face grandpa, omusro. You understand? It's you find a way as Ghanaians, you be protected whistleblowers because almost one channel information in terms I protect your public place, I prevent corruption from taking place. Other than say a better finally, Kramaminda will be especially me members, Crusaders Against Corruption. In fact, anywhere I go, they follow us. Maybe Slab in Omomakina. I want to thank you all for following and watching us.
Now, asam bako mo kan you say say institutions to me adwuma Barack Obama be kan Ghana ha say ye hia strong the institution here adwuma eno abeko akwese ka wo dey auto drive plane they do baby a pilot or do auto drive na eno ayeko system na ya hye ntino o press ya na plane ankasa nam the pilot no crazy be enchinchim hwe ma ne nya yi institution betumi abo enkomo no doso nsam no doso na so ya kase be kan ye tumi kan nya nti be kan ye kaja bi na afi biripa mu no de aka bi ade asoso enti ma me fa san kwa na me fa aseda ma ye
me school back wash into no
Kwapon nursing school no okay
head of health training institutions and so
okay
my main fa akonya so in show modern
sure
dom essay
and rampa social media
about close to 200 displaced show modern we sympathize with them and come to their aid very soon
until with the Kwapon nursing for no mo share no say minister of health
so mo
kwa me family yanko martin kranche bi wa ni enti
kacho mo ko sin ntemu
o say
o man ko sin bia mo man na ntema
why
I told the general, I am waiting for NAPCO and school feeding.
Medasi.
NAPCO and school feeding.
Yoko should call Okoboy.
Petition Yoko. Petition, you can petition.
Because now he's the spokesperson for LIMS. No, which is not right. Yoko. They should call Okoboy to come and answer. I can't have money. And you would just say from many flowers, most as a medium.
May I say, Honorable Clement Opoku Jemfi, Enkane Amansie, South, a bank cratchy, or no, na Oshituntumu at one. And I feel okay ye. I want some when you was home. And I feel a Bobokman, and so I a deputy director of communication at the United Party Plus. And I be a penny Kofi Munko, Mina Medican, and national communication team member, the NDC, and Imana Wilson so on a chief crusader, Edema Crusaders Against Corruption. One also made an answer, and I feel Tony Goodman also, one also Eba at the Ministry of Health, Eba Churches are a light wave 1 share. Yes, I way. As some could have been a mechanic of Masaroso, Minya Kuma, Nana do or Connecticut, Nana do so only or not or share pa. Let say, Papa, you check Connecticut for you, Yanabra, now watch it do. As some could have been a back share. Solomon in Yaria Sanhudian in any answer, no cry Yakupon and this Shirano. One we are one fact on Bonusenia. Only Yakupo said Osima Yakupon said the Shira Solomon. Do here be our nyai. Now Solomon Tenasi di she send him in Yedi man can say a year who dear a year vanity. Yankaso Yesica and yet a year. Odo Quampasunya would dear alternate. Nabo kwambono faso dinya eye nsem bebre sanse kan nyina ne nyama hodo nyina ne nyama ekoso no mumye ni party A party B nto nchen na yenka no kra no for the interest of Ghana esanse se why adwuma na first milestone ese o hand over second milestone 1 hand over third milestone 1 hand over e wo contract ni mu na so to na se wo fa Ghana for say yeden asum ye de ni be de akire pa next week e be bom de say ye de honorable Okubo e be ba critical issues so na da no mema mita kando so nyabre a ono so mema na aba ana say Ebu Bokman sorry Goodman mema Goodman aba na contractor no so ye ka o maso light wave for no so no munya mo so bomra na ye ntenase nchirechemu bi wa mo fama say mo ameka mo some speculations sa but still na no first second third milestone we hu some nhwe ne nka ya da mo ase ye hu ayi adom adase na be hia akra mo nyina ma